Number 7, Ann Cullen. Carolina Group Veterans. Number 11, Lexi Leader. Number 14, Georgianne Peter. Number 15, Victoria Morris. Number 16, Jessica Bella. Number 20, Kayla Aston. Now the Panthers following the freshman from Belmont, Michigan. Number 2, Kenzie Delacour. A freshman from Jupiter, Florida. Number 3, Lenny Pasco. A freshman from Castle College, Colorado. Number 5, Ashley Ranch. A freshman from Norway. Number 6, Terry Hogan. A sophomore from Pickerington, Ohio. Number 11, William B. Zinsky. A freshman from Jupiter, Florida. Number 12, Courtney Kaplan. And a junior from Forest, Illinois. Number 13, Katie Goodman. Head coach of the Panthers is Ashley Palmer, assisted by Ruben Lopez. And now, here are the University of Tampa Spartans. First, the Spartans number 1, Emily Miller. Number 3, Brianna Benito. Number 4, Megan Schwab. Number 5, Jason Ramirez. Number 6, Janet Davis. Number 7, Madison Hankins. Number 11, Rachel Gregg. Number 12, Katie Dillon. Number 18, Gracie Ratcliffe. And Chelsea Simmons. Number 21, Jenna Baskey. And number 21, Alicia Kowalski. Starters the girl is a senior from Curaco, Puerto Rico. Number 2, a freshman from University of Honduras, Natalie Perez. A sophomore from Sugar, Susan Santa. A freshman from Little Kentucky, number 10, Tess Schrenger. A sophomore from St. Petersburg, number 15, Natalie Cole. A junior from Carpenter, number 19, Emily Frank. And a junior from Kislev, number 20, Tiana. Coach of the Spartans was back like assistant and period. Alex Kudamo. Here officially for the
And we are live at the University of Tampa's Bob Martinez Center. The regular season finale for women's volleyball is underway. The University of Tampa Spartans, ranked number 6 in the nation, face off against the Florida Tech Panthers in what should be a thrilling conclusion on the final day. I'm Taylor Storthy, joined alongside by Brandon Davis. And Brandon, Spartans have won 2 this weekend. You think they can try to win 3?
Oh, definitely. It's all about closing out the regular season, and they've already done it multiple times over the course of amount of years. And they're at home. They're 12-0 at home. Now they're trying to get their 13th win on the season, staying undefeated. And now let's see if they can do so.
13 is an unlucky number, but honestly, don't tell that to Callie Kors. It was on the 11th that Callie Kors had a 13-kill performance, leading the Spartans. And she replicated it last night. Wasn't 13, but led the team with 8 kills alongside Mackenzie Dufresne. And Tampa took a commanding 3-0 victory against St. Leo. Meanwhile, for Florida Tech, they actually had more kills from their star, Erdman. However, they took a 3-0 loss on the road to Eckerd, who've recently been on a massive winning streak. Tampa will look to continue their own with a quick point from Natalie Perez.
Yeah, Natalie Perez, one of the 3 players from last night's game that had at least 8 kills, and one of the 4 to 5 players that were from last game that had at least 5 kills on the night.
That's the start Tampa wants to get a quick point here. Rivera sets it. And a good job for Florida Tech to keep it alive.
Oh.
Good attack from Perez, but a better one from Florida Tech equalizes it at 1.
Devin Glasgow down on that play out of Jupiter, Florida. She will serve it.
Florida Tech will take their first serve. Florida Tech are wearing black. Their libero, number 6 Bogan, will be wearing white. For Tampa, we're wearing red, and Claudia Rivera in white. They take a 2-1 lead off a strong kill. Dufresne entering the game, and we've always mentioned throughout the year that Taylor Fossler was a commanding force as one of the front attackers at the net, but Tampa found many players to fill in, and Dufresne has done a great job of that.
Yeah, and Mackenzie Dufresne actually leads the SEC Conference in total kills, so she's definitely trying to solidify that position. It ranks number 1 at 104, I believe so, on the SEC Conference.
Definitely think for blocks, one of the leaders, a commanding force in front. Tampa site says currently 94 total blocks, including assists. However, of course, last night had a huge day with 6 block assists, combining with players like Alicia Kowalski or Chelsea Simmons and others. As Tampa now goes up by 4 with another strong kill, Rivera will now be on the serve. That one just gets down, despite a good effort there from Callie Course to keep it alive.
Well, that was Katie Urban on that play, and you mentioned last game, had 12 kills. Even though she had a loss for her team, she definitely brought in that effort. Will she bring that effort here today?
Urban, 441 kills entering the game today. The leading killer for Florida Tech. Expect her to be active. This time it gets down. The block didn't work. And Florida Tech within 1. So now Florida Tech on the serve. Tampa keeps it alive despite the odds. What a play.
Oh, the ball just goes over, but it will be out. Now, these two teams, they definitely had they had a lot of matchups over the course of many years. The Tampa Spartans actually have an undefeated record against the Florida Tech Panthers. 90-0 currently. That is astonishing, Taylor. I can't believe they have had this record for so long.
It's unheard of, and honestly, we've had some crazy win streaks before for the Spartans. Last night it was St. Leo, where Tampa previously, before 2009, had a 69-game winning streak.
Oh.
Very nice indeed. And from then, they've kind of traded some games with St. Leo, but Tampa has continually been good against Florida Tech. And in a game like today, I know Florida Tech would be hungry to play spoiler and get that win and avoid 91. But Tampa's going to make that difficult. A great block at the line. Return to sender. It's 7-3.
Yeah, you mentioned that this team, obviously they're not going to go into the playoffs. They're ranked number 9 in the SEC Conference. What their coach is probably telling them is like, look, this team right here, they're probably going to go into the regionals, deep into the regionals, and potentially even win the championship like they did last year. So let's try to, let's try to distract this team, and let's try to take a loss and give them their first home loss of the season.
And I think that's the thing. You have to play to win the game. And obviously, we don't know what will happen in the regionals. As good as Tampa have been, anything can happen when it comes to the postseason. But I know Florida Tech would like to finish their regular season with a win against one of the best in the nation. Timeout here for Florida Tech. We'll be back with more Tampa volleyball after the break.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
Or no, I'm not going to mention their score. I'm going to mention
normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best.
It's one of the biggest days for volleyball in the nation. Welcome back to the Bob Martinez Center. For D2, we've got a thrilling conclusion to the Sunshine State Conference regular season. There's no conference tournament. Whoever's the best in conference for the regular season are this year's champs, and it has come down to 2 as Tampa takes a 9-3 lead. Both Tampa and Barry are 16-3 in conference play this year. Tampa recently tied it up a few nights ago when they defeated Barry 3-0 at home. And if these two teams, they both have a shot, they're both going to want it. Their results today will determine who have potentially won, potentially both, are Sunshine State Conference champions this year. Tampa facing Florida Tech. Barry on the road against formidable Eckerd, who are 4th in the conference. And Eckerd, I think, are also a team that'll certainly get an at-large bid. And they're a team that beat Tampa when Eckerd was at home, and they're at home facing Barry. Barry's going to have to avoid that fate, as they currently trail by a few points in the first set. We'll give you more updates later. But should be an interesting match for Barry. Tampa up 11-3. They just need to not get complacent and get the job done.
Yeah. It's all said and done right there, Taylor. Well said. Ehrman taps it over. Good save by Noel.
Violation of Florida Tech. And that'll help the Spartans. They've now gone up to an 8-0 run. That run began before the break. The timeout hasn't stopped the bleeding for Florida Tech. And Florida Tech just carrying a very bad run of form entering today's match as Tampa gets a service ace. 5 straight losses, and especially at this stage of the season, very unlikely to get an at-large bid, even though it's still possible. If they were able to beat Tampa, you'd imagine that they'd be on the running at the edge of the bubble with a 13-16 record. Would be 14-16. But it's kind of tough to get your team motivated after a big losing streak and going up against a team like Tampa's caliber.
And the numbers don't lie. You mentioned that they're on the current 5-game losing streak right now, and the record says it all. Their away record is 2-6 on the road. So the numbers don't lie in this sense. So we probably won't see them win against the Tampa Spartans. But as a coach, you're supposed to convince your players that it's a game and we have the chance of winning it. All you have to do is perform.
That's what Florida Tech will need to do. And I will say, we've seen crazier upsets before. 16 seeds can beat the 1 seed. So I wouldn't count Florida Tech out until it's match point of the 3rd, 4th, or 5th set. Tampa keeps it alive, but
the ref raised up the flag. The other ref tells him to hold off as the game continues.
Huge kill from the Spartans.
An electrifying kill by Alicia Kowalski. Too much for the libero, Gary Bogan. You're good.
Yep, sorry to interrupt right there, but we are getting some clarification from the referees. This point very well may not count for the Spartans because there was a ruling on the previous play. You mentioned the flag went up, and that generally indicates a violation or other dead play of some kind. So it'll either be 14-5, Tampa's point stands, or Tampa did commit a violation, 13-6.
Yeah, I believe Tampa did commit a violation, but nevertheless, they give a point to the Spartans, so the refs consult together, and they ultimately came to a decision that was plausible for the game.
So one referee saw it, but ultimately the majority said looked clean, and Tampa now leads by 14-5, a little bit past the halfway point of the first set, and we're also seeing Florida Tech's coach get some clarification. Here's a few changes. Number 8 entering the game again for Florida Tech. So we'll get to see if Holt Demarest can get on the stat sheet here. Here's the serve from the Spartans.
Good save to tap it over, but I believe she was out of bounds, so they will give a Spartans point as they lead by 10 now.
Another violation will lead to another service ace for the Spartans, and I'm not sure actually if that'll be counted as an ace or violation, but if it's an ace, it's their 3rd of the first set. Big block. And that's going to be Tampa's point as they get it over, under the net. Unfortunately, that's not a valid point in volleyball. I wish it was. Otherwise, I might be a little bit better at volleyball than I currently am. 16-5, Tampa serve. A big block goes wayward, so that's a strong kill for Florida Tech.
It's kind of
ending the
funny.
bleeding.
It's kind of funny you mentioned that because I played a game called Nukem when I was younger. You ever heard that game, Nukem? And if you were too young, you couldn't throw it over the net. You were allowed to throw it under the net. It was like dodgeball, but you know,
that's cool.
For volleyball, basically. Yeah.
That'd be a fun variation to see from time to time. What if they'll add that for intramural sports sometime here at Tampa?
Maybe.
This one gets down, and Florida Tech get consecutive points here, showing some signs of life, but they still have a pretty large mountain to climb at 16-7. Meanwhile, update over with the Barry Eckerd game. It's 14-12, a very contested first set starting out here between the Tritons and Buccaneers.
And to mention the Tritons real quick, they actually beat Florida Tech previously. They swept them in the last game, 25-12, 25-23. Very, very close set in that second set, if you guys previously watched that. And they ultimately closed it out in the third set, beating them 25-17.
You can keep track with live stats broadcasts for their live stats, or even on the Sunshine State Conference Network. Check out their game if you want some more live updates. We'll just give you more periodically, of course, covering Tampa as they extend to a 9-point lead. Rivera will take a quick breather here. But again, one of the best liberos of all time. Could be our potential final home game with the Spartans. We'll find out whether the Spartans will host a few more on tonight's selection show. It's at 10:30 p.m. on NCAA.com. You can learn who's hosting the region and who is playing when. We're one of the best teams in the South region, and hopefully we'll see some more NCAA tournament action. We hosted last year's national championship. This year, it's going to be in Seattle, so make sure you continue to stay tuned then.
Ooh, far away.
It is. It'll be a long trek, but if the Spartans can make it to Seattle, might be able to make some action happen on the Pacific Coast. Good block at the line, but Florida Tech keep it up.
Good defense again.
And Florida Tech win the battle in the trenches.
Devin Glasgow again contributing on that play. Never giving up.
That's the biggest thing you need to do. You can't give up. And that service is going to go wayward. It's 18-10 for the Spartans. That's the first service error of the night for Florida Tech. Notably as well, Florida Tech, they still have a timeout to burn. So if things go back in the way of Tampa, they can try to regroup one more time.
Yeah, it would be wise to, preserve that timeout in case things go a different direction. Oh,
good misdirection.
Great defense, but the ball ultimately goes out. But I like that play, how Natalie Perez and Tatiana Lyons came in and closed off that seaming hole right in time. But sometimes you just can't control the deflection.
It's always tough because you have to get in front of it, but you can't always direct it back. 2 blocks so far from the Spartans. They're doing a good job on the defensive end. Course keeps it alive, and Lyons gets it over.
Oh.
Woo. Good effort, but unfortunately it just goes out of play, and that's a quick kill for Florida Tech. They fought all the way back to 18-12 from a 16-6 deficit. That's a good 6-2 run now for Florida Tech, showing some signs of light late.
There's a setup. I don't know what happened on that play. I don't know if she hit the ball, but it worked in their favor. That's usually a play we see by the middle blocker. Mackenzie Dufresne will usually convert on that play. But Tatiana Lyons, who I believe tapped it, gets the ball over. 19-12 Spartans.
The good news is you can rarely tell whether it's an intentional miss or just a little error. But I know what Lyons would say afterward. Yeah, I did that on purpose. I definitely floated it over on purpose.
They'll probably have a good laugh during film session about that, yeah.
But great play there from Lyons to get the kill on a nice little misdirection. Although, I'm actually going to be honest, I'm not sure if they awarded it. No, they awarded the kill to Zoe Seput. So I think they might have said that Lyons didn't actually hit it. But either way, did the job to help the Spartans get the point. And the Spartans have now got to 20 with a 20-13 lead.
Natalie Perez already 3 kills and only 6 attempts. An even hitting percentage of 500.
And 4 for 7 now as that last point finally got updated. But a 571 makes it even better.
Erdman just out on that play. Cannot get her footing on point real quick. But you could tell she definitely wanted that possession to convert.
Erdman.
Oh, so actually it's going to be a timeout.
Yep,
you stated they're going to spare that timeout now. So
with a 21-13 deficit, Florida Tech will look to regroup. We'll be back with more Tampa volleyball after the break. So we're back here at the Bob Martinez Center. Claudia Rivera on the serve. It's an 8-point lead for the Spartans.
Erdman, great save by Rivera. Calculating on that one.
And that one deflects off the block. It's 21-14 now. Tampa 4 points away with a 7-point lead. They'd like to wrap up this first set. Eckerd have a 4-point lead, and they're 6 points away in the first set over at Eckerd as they want to make another upset. Although I will say, with how Eckerd's been, it's kind of a disservice to say it's an upset. Eckerd are a team that have proven they can compete with the best the Sunshine State Conference has to offer, as Tampa now go up 22-14 with some assistance from the roof.
That was a great play by Tess Stringer. Soared up in the air, perfect timing, calculated, and she got it through.
Tampa back on the serve. Rivera couldn't keep it alive. Good effort, 22-15. And that service error puts Tampa within 2. It's 23-15.
Here's the Panthers, but could not execute on that one. It's definitely a hard one. When you try to convert that play, you have to time it very well. And that's definitely something that they have to work on in practice.
Panthers weren't perfect there, and now it's a set point for the Spartans. And that'll be a service ace. 25-15, Tampa 2 sets away from potential conference gold. And we'll be back after the break with more Sunshine State Conference volleyball. We'll also give you an update on what's going on with Eckerd and Barry. But for now, we'll be back in just a few minutes.
I pledged.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
on my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
And we are back at the Bob Martinez Center. Sunshine State Conference Volleyball underway. Second set between the Spartans and Florida Tech Panthers.
And there's a reason why they closed out the set the way they did. You know, they ranked the Tampa Spartans are ranked number 3 in the SEC Conference in service aces, and that was just a great way to close out the first set. But now it's a new set. The score's 0-0. Let's see who will get the second set.
Florida Tech will be looking to get a set here against the Spartans. They want to show some signs of life, and they would like to make Tampa fans a little bit worried, at the very least. Just about ready to get back underway. Update, Eckerd leads 23-20. Their first set not yet finished. So as you can tell, a very chaotic game going on there. You should also check that out on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. You can go screen and screen, side by side, to see both the championship games at once. Tampa setting up. Perez gets the point to start the second set.
Good way to start off the second set. Tampa's consistency has always remained apparent, definitely during the second set. Even if they drop the first set, they always come back in the second or third set.
They'll keep it alive, and it just goes off a wayward block, 1-1. And, of course, you can't cry over spilled milk. Just pour yourself a new glass. That's going to be what Florida Tech looks to do here. And they've already got a strong point to start, and they'd like to try to take one of their first leads of the night. Well, day, it's only 2 p.m.
Oh, the power on that strike. The ball does not get tapped over, and it will be a Spartans point as they just continue to just pounce and pounce and pounce on the ball, but just want to get over the net.
That's the battle in the trenches. And by the way, looking at their previous matchups, Florida Tech actually hasn't won a set against the Spartans since October 11th, 2019, and a 3-1 loss on the road for the Spartans. So Florida Tech would like to get a set here, and they definitely have the chance to.
Great dig by Rivera. And great way to close it out for Alliance as she concludes and gets the point for the Spartans.
That's a huge kill for the Spartans to try to take control. And an update over at Eckerd. Eckerd, a 1-0 set lead. They won 25-20, and they'll be entering the break. 3-1 lead here for the Spartans in set number 2.
Yeah, Eckerd's a good team. I think a lot of people sleep on them in the SEC Conference, but they definitely give a run for their money.
I would not be surprised if Eckerd really make a run in the regionals. I expect that they'll be one of the higher seeds in our region, alongside Lynn, Barry, and of course the Tampa Spartans. Even West Florida as well, who are currently 13th in the nation, coming off a conference championship victory just about a week ago. That was their regular season finale as well. A big block at the line. Florida Tech make it 3-2.
Yeah, as you can see, they
3-3,
saw that. They saw that coming from a mile away as Tess Stringer got up there a little bit too late, but it's all about remaining vigilant. So that ball goes out. You can see she wanted to get it to the opposite angle, but she could not get it down. It's just not enough precision on the ball.
The good news is she was precise to hit it off a Florida Tech defender.
Yeah.
Tampa got the point. It's 4-3.
Yeah.
Claudia Rivera now on the serve. 1 assist and 5 digs so far. A great start. Tied for the dig lead with, believe it or not, Callie Kors, who has 5.
Great way to save it by Rivera. They close out and get the point. Wow, what a possession by the Tampa Spartans. Flying around a court. They revive their offense and take the lead by 2.
Just a great play overall and a great block at the line. A powerful attack and kill. It's 5-3. Spartans up by 2. And despite the best efforts there, it's going to go down and Florida Tech back within 1. Tampa not always the quickest to take early leads in sets, but if they have control early on, that's generally a good sign. Florida Tech are going to need to find a run and keep generating a little more momentum. And that's actually a violation for Florida Tech. That's another point for the Spartans.
Yeah, she was just a little bit too anxious on that one.
Kowalski and Simmons back in the game. And Simmons actually will make her first appearance tonight.
Simmons last game had a team high of 19 assists, so congrats to her. Following her was Emily No with 13.
Simmons did a job of filling in, making sure Seput was 100% for the final regular season game and, of course, the postseason. And it was a brilliant game for Simmons. And I definitely think that her performance warrants her getting more involved throughout the NCAA tournament. 7-4 Spartan lead. And Florida Tech uses their first time out of the second set. And we'll be back more on the Sunshine State Conference Network. Here's a quick update. Second set underway, and it's tied 1-1 between Eckerd and Barry. 7-4 lead here for the Spartans.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
We are back at the Bob Martinez Center, 7-4 lead for the Spartans here in the second set. And Brandon, the Spartans have been on fire to start tonight's game.
Yeah, a hitting percentage from Mackenzie Dufresne, a top high of 750, whereas Natalie Perez has 455. And then you have Tatiana Lyons with 500.
Very efficient. Spartans not efficient enough on that play as Florida Tech takes the first point off the timeout. They clearly felt something was wrong early and wanted to try to fix it. Let's see if that worked. They're back on the serve. It'll be number 12, Courtney Kapar, to take it.
Oh, perfectly timed. Mackenzie Dufresne soars up in the air and throws it down. What a strike by Mackenzie Dufresne to get the point.
High-powered. No mercy. That was what was written on that kill right there. Straight down the middle. It's an 8-5 Spartan lead. And a rare bit of miscommunication as that one falls. 8-6.
You do not see that often. I've actually never seen the Tampa Spartans have a moment like that. But they regroup and they go to the next point. Still shaking from that strike by Mackenzie Dufresne.
Maybe the team was too. That's what caused a little bit of a lapse in concentration.
Good decoy. They get it through. Callie Kors on the play.
And Kors that time used some more front spin on that shot to get it down a little bit early instead of direct power. So great idea there. Worked to perfection. 9-6 Spartan lead. And Barry and Eckerd still tied at 4. Quick fight early on in their second set.
Great closeout. You can just see the chemistry and how they mesh together. Tatiana Lyons and Alicia Kowalski I'm talking about. They just really know their assignment really well. And that's a testament to what's going on in practice.
In the Cadnac system, this team has grown to be a family. Over many years working and playing together.
Oh, the ball's still in the air. They get it over the net somehow. And Kors finishes it off. She finishes it off and gets her second kill of the night. A quiet start from her, surprisingly. I thought she already had 5 kills because usually she averages around 5 kills around this time. But nevertheless, she gets her second kill and contributes for the Tampa Spartans.
The big thing for Kors was she did a lot more on the defensive end with 5 digs in the first set, even though there were 0 kills. But the team didn't need her for that first set. They were able to get plenty of kills on their own, and that allows a two-way player like Kors to help you where you're lacking, potentially on the other side of the ball. And now Tampa makes it 12-6. They've been on fire since the break. And now they find themselves with a 4-0 run.
Oh, last second dig. Almost dangerous on that play. They almost collide together. Erdman, of course, just taps it over effortlessly.
That one gets down. A good kill to avoid the block. And it's 12-7.
That ball just got through. I actually was kind of confused in that play. I thought it didn't go over the net, but nevertheless it did. So credits to Erdman, who's been struggling in this game, trying to find her rhythm, kind of gets something going on here.
Yeah, I don't think she's struggling. She has 8 kills and 28 attacks.
Well,
now, not perfect on hit percentage,
not
sure,
perfect
but
on hit percentage. I'm going on the numbers.
Of course.
And my performance, my assessment on her performance, because I know her potential. So I have high expectations for her, as she is one of the star players for the Florida Tech Panthers.
But yeah, you can tell the attack revolves around her with 28 attacks in just 1.5 sets. Oof. That's a dizzying number.
Yeah.
And Erdman rejected at the line. 14-7, Spartan lead. Strong block there. I think that might be block number 6 on the night.
Block number 6, but number 29 for her attempts on total attempts for shots. Only converted 8.
Unlucky from Callie Kors. Had a great idea, but just not enough to get over the net. And Tampa now only leading by 6. It's 14-8. Watcher serves. And Perez. Woo! What a kill.
I think they were expecting to go to the opposite end, but Natalie Perez is really, really good in timing her shots and getting it on the same side.
And that takes a lot of skill and focus to do. And Perez made that one look easy. 15-8, Spartan lead. And now it's 16-8 on an ace.
There's a reason why this team is ranked number 3 in the SEC Conference in service aces. They know how to fool the defense and get them on their toes.
So Tampa on a serve one more time. That one can't get over the net. Oh.
Just unlucky on that one, Taylor.
That one spun a little on the net, kind of getting stuck there, but fortunately falls backward. And 16-9. Of course, Natalie Perez leading the Spartans 6 kills and a 500 hit percentage. They're doing quite well. So is the Mexican Minister of Defense, Sergio Perez. He's currently 3rd for the Brazilian Grand Prix. I missed a somewhat chaotic start, but hey, it doesn't matter. We're focused here on volleyball.
Well, I want to talk about Louis Hamilton. I want to talk about Louis Hamilton. Is he racing?
He is, and he's currently leading.
Leading, okay.
He's looking for his first win.
Shout out to the UK.
And another British driver, George Russell, in 2nd. However, Tampa doesn't want to finish 2nd. They'd like to finish 1st in the conference and with a victory today. What a kill attempt by Lions, but a great dig to keep it alive.
Wow, great defense by the Panthers. They continue to fight, and they get the point. What a possession by the Panthers. Number 6, Carrie Bogan, kept it alive, and also Kenzie DeLatcher for the Florida Tech Panthers. The ball ricocheted back and forth over the net unexpectedly, but they got the point. Credits to them.
So Tampa with a floater, and they get it down. Another strong point for the Spartans, but yeah, great play previously from Florida Tech. And we also see a nice little fan contingent there for the Panthers.
Yeah.
They're showing up and ready to support their side.
It's all about respect. When you show up, you show out, you get some respect.
Here's the serve from Rivera. And Rivera.
They try to kick it. I haven't seen a possession this season where the Tampa Spartans have kicked it and kept it alive, but there were so many possessions last year with Sorrell Houghton and Katie McKeel and all the players who recently graduated. They always had their leg out and trying to keep the possession alive, and it was definitely cool to try to see that again because those possessions are always, they're highlight reels in a way. They're highlight reels. The unexpected are very rare.
Tampa know how to bring in the highlight reels with beautiful plays all the time. But, yeah, speaking of kicking, of course, Florida Tech will have a chance to actually avenge our men's soccer team. A little bit later, they will face, tomorrow, they'll face Lander in the NCAA Regionals in the second round. Their Florida team was pretty good. They actually ended our Sunshine State Conference tournament run with a victory. And I think at this point, they're still undefeated unless they lost in the Sunshine State Conference playoffs. I can probably get that info at halftime, but they've had a great season, and I think we'll be cheering them on because we don't want our team that eliminated us to go much further in the tournament.
Exactly.
18-12, Spartans back on the serve. This one goes out. It's a service error from the Spartans, 18-13.
A closer second set here, slower paced, more composed. The teams are a little bit more leveled. This is volleyball.
By the way, update over Barry and Eckerd. Another very slow and contested second set. Currently tied at 9.
Tied at 9, okay. If you guys want to tune into that one, go tune into that one. Simultaneously watching this one if you want to.
This one goes long, and it's currently 19-13. And by the way, of course, I'll remind you of the stakes. Whoever has the better record between Tampa and Barry wins the Sunshine State Conference outright. If they're tied in record, they're both champions like they were in 2018. That was the last time Barry won the conference, and before 2021, that was the last time the Spartans won the conference. However, they're looking to go 2 in a row for the first time since 2015. Florida Tech does not want it to be easy. They make it 19-14 on a strong kill right there.
Yeah, that was Hope Demarest on that play. Had the little Derek Jeter spike like she was a shortstop for the New York Yankees.
The best shortstop to ever do it. 19-14, Florida Tech back on the serve. Just a little long, it's 19-15. And Florida Tech have had a bit of momentum. And I don't think it's a 3-0 run, but they've won a few of the last 4 points, I think 3-1 in the previous points, and that'll cause a Tampa timeout. We'll be back with more Spartans volleyball on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network right after this.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all.
We're back at the Bob Martinez Center, and here is the serve from Florida Tech. It's 19-15 in the second set. Make it. I was going to say make it 20, but unfortunately just sails out. It's 19-16.
Yeah, Callie Kors was definitely shocked on that play as she thought that it hit the line.
Great attack, though, and Florida Tech within 3. They kept it close against Eckerd last time with a 25-23 second set. Tampa will be hoping to avoid slipping here.
Oh,
Callie Kors recovers with a slam.
What a recovery and what a retaliation by Callie Kors on that play.
Wow, whoops, sorry. Yeah, what a play, though, from Callie Kors.
She just soared up in the air, filled with rage, and just threw it down. Great dig by Simmons. And Kors again, contributing on the offensive end and the defensive end. She's back in the game, folks. Locked in and ready to go. The Tampa Spartans are within 4 points of getting the second set as Dufresne will serve it off.
And that is a huge block there. It helps the Spartans gain momentum. They had to take a timeout to try to regroup, and even though Florida Tech will keep finding points, a block like that should get them in the right headspace to finish this set with a victory. And an update, Barry and Eckerd tied at 13.
It's a close
game. No
game,
one's getting
Taylor.
an advantage.
It's a close game. What was the score on the first set?
It was 25-20. Eckerd won.
Genevaz just coming into the game. Good recovery by the Panthers. The ball goes out, and it will be a Panthers point. Now they are within 3.
They did a good job of avoiding the point there, Brandon. You always have to be careful. You can't let it touch you, or it'll go out. They did a good job of dodging it.
Just out on that one. I believe her fingertips got too much of the hold of the ball, and that's the reason why it went out.
Tampa takes their final timeout. Kadnack not liking what he's seeing. They hold a 2-point lead, but he wants them, I think, to get focused or try to take this crucial second set. We'll be back with more Spartans volleyball on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. And again, if you want to also tune in for the other championship match, Barry facing Eckerd, you can catch it on Eckerd TV and the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. 15-13 there, 21-19 here.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you.
And we're back at the Bob Martinez Center. Second set underway between the Spartans and Florida Tech Panthers. Florida Tech ready for the serve. Tampa just took their final timeout of the set. Kadnack wanting to talk things over and get his team focused for the final crucial 4 points.
Yeah, it would be remiss of him not to get that timeout because they had a 7-point lead, and now they have a 3-point lead, but originally they had a 2-point lead, and just wanting to have some trust in his players to not give away this lead.
22-19 as it worked so far. They got the first point after the timeout. Now they'll be back on the serve. 3 points to a second set victory.
Zoe Zepplet serves it off.
That one denied at the line. It's 23-19. Barry have one more timeout. They might pull it out if they want to talk things over.
Ehrman is struggling on the Panther side. A total of 11 for 36 hitting percentage. 0% hitting percentage. 11 errors on her end. So she's definitely struggling here today. But nevertheless, she gets her 12th kill.
A good dig attempt there from Rivera, but just too much power on that kill. It's 23-20. Florida Tech regain the serve. Florida Tech keep it alive after a strong press attack.
And Lyons just couldn't get it through. I think she jumped up a little bit too early on that one, and that's the reason why I could not get over.
Unlucky there. It's 23-21 now. Florida Tech showing a lot of signs of life late in the second set. It is truly a repeat of what we saw against Eckerd, with Florida Tech making this one pretty contested. But that's a costly error. It's Spartan set point, 24-21.
See, I just felt the chills in that one because now the tables have turned. They're within 1 point again in the second set, and they can close it out with this service ace.
Let's see if Tampa can find it. Florida's Tech bench just hoping to cheer their starters on.
Look how the momentum has changed. I didn't mean to cut you off on that, Taylor, but the momentum changed. They capitalized on the unforced error, and they got the set.
And with that block at the line, it is 1 to go for the Spartans. 25-21. An exciting second set has come to a conclusion. And all Tampa needs is just a little bit more for some more silverware. We'll be back with the Sunshine State Conference Network third set in 5 minutes. Barry currently trailing 19-15 against Eckerd. The Tritons on fire at home in what could be some serious championship implications. And we'll be back right after the break.
Pledge.
I
pledge.
I am an NCAA student athlete.
And I pledge to be a champion of unity
On my team, on my campus, and in my community.
I pledge to embrace differences and strive for inclusion and collaboration.
I pledge to stand against racism, hate, and discrimination.
I pledge to strive for love, care, and forgiveness.
I pledge to stand against silence, deceit, and obscurity.
I pledge to strive for dialogue, truth, and understanding.
I pledge to stand against fear and doubt.
I pledge to strive for trust and belief in one another.
I pledge to stand against complacency and stagnancy.
I pledge to strive for change and growth.
I commit to supporting my fellow student athletes in all circumstances that impact them.
I commit to both choosing unity personally and encouraging it for all.
I pledge these things because we are stronger together.
United as one.
Wayne State Medical School has been my dream medical school since I was 5. Athletics are important, but so is service, so is research, so is becoming a better person. And we expect you to do well athletically, but don't forget the reason you're here, which is to give back to your community and to get good grades.
Being a champion takes more than skill, more than endless drills, more than using your head. Being a champion takes the heart to give it your all, the agility to thrive from any angle, and the relentless drive to be the best. Welcome to Division 2, where the pursuit is yours to create, and the question isn't, can you do it? It's will you?
Oh, yo, I want to tell you something.
Set number 3. A thrilling conclusion coming soon here at the University of Tampa's Bob Martinez Center. I'm Taylor Sorworthy with Brandon Davis, and another big result so far for the Spartans, taking a 2-0 lead in a game that is all but must win.
All but must win for the Tampa Spartans, because it's definitely imperative for them to get the #1 rank in the SEC Conference.
It'll help them out coming to tournament seeding as well, which will be huge. Currently, Barry and Eckert still fighting 21-20 in the second set. And set number 3 ready to go with a Florida Tech serve. And that's an error. Tampa takes a 1-0 lead. And what's really funny, Kizkanak was finally getting back from either locker room or somewhere else. He actually missed the first point.
Well, it's a credit to the assistant coach who's been hands-on with these players, Brian and Perielli. I've definitely had some off-the-record conversations with him. He's definitely in the steps of getting his own job soon enough. But definitely he is a very good coach, and he's definitely had an impact on these players.
And, you know, having a great coaching staff allows you to sit back and just take the game in and find out exactly what's going on. And Kadnak's blessed because he can just sit down and watch and see what's exactly going on from the sideline. And that's when he knows when to stand up and make
like
the changes.
Steve Kerr.
Exactly,
he's like Steve Kerr.
1-2 here. And once again, it'll be Florida Tech on the serve.
Great dig by Glasgow. Erdman taps it over. Again, Glasgow saves it.
And Tampa gets the point of violation for Florida Tech. Great effort on that play from Glasgow. And I will say, kind of odd this year getting so active with Diggs is she actually just leads Florida Tech in blocks, 51 in total on the year. That, of course, counts as assists as well as solo blocks. 2-2. Barry have taken lead in the second set on a 4-0 run against Eckert.
Wow.
So that game is also going to be interesting to see. Vera, a powerful dig to send it all the way back over.
Wow. Hope Demarest on that play soars up in the air and gets her second kill of the night.
That is an important kill for Florida Tech. They hold a 3-2 lead here early on. Hope Demarest so far has 2 kills so far, which is pretty good. Good showing there for the freshman from Labello, Florida. And now Tampa back on the serve. And that is a very smart block. We saw Florida Tech trying to set up for a massive kill.
Yeah.
That was like an anime power-up with that jump. But unfortunately, while trying to wind up for the shot, she found the ball in her arms as it was already sent back over from the Spartans.
It looked like she kind of hugged it in a way.
And that's what you can't do in volleyball. You can't hug the ball. You only do that once you finally won.
Yeah.
Service ace error again from the Spartans. That's their second of the set. It's 4-4. Spartans have had 4 service aces, but 5 service errors. And 5 as well from Florida Tech. So both teams a little costly when putting the ball in play. That's a big block.
Vaz just gets it in. A powerful spike by her. The left-handed outside hitter always coming in at the right moments and getting a good impact on the game.
That's an important kill right there, and great to see her. And again, Vasky, a southpaw, left-hander. You get to see a completely different style of play, completely different hits. And if I'm correct, I think she's the only attacking left-hander on the team.
I think she is, yeah. It's a good way to stand out from the rest.
5-5 now.
Wow.
That wasn't the perfect setup, but Tampa still found a way to find the point at 6-5. And by the way, more news from Eckert. They have won the second set 25. Actually, no, sorry, not yet. It's 25-24.
Oh,
but
yeah.
they've got the advantage. They got to win by 2. But that could be huge championship implications. Barry, keep it alive at 25-25. While the Spartans and Florida Tech have not gotten level as the Spartans make a good dig. And now they are, as Tampa can't bring it back at 6-6. But I highly recommend, if you want some edge of your seat volleyball quickly to also tune in to the Eckerd game on the Sunshine State Conference Network. They are having one of the craziest battles of the second set that you will see.
Trading blows back to back within 1 point from each other.
Electric stuff there, and it's 26-26 now. As Tampa will take an outright lead, not 27, only 7-6. That was a great kill there for the Spartans.
Callie Kors, her 7th kill on the night.
That's crazy to think about. Callie Kors, despite having 0 kills in the first set, already now has 7 early in the third set. That's how quickly she can make an impact.
Well, she's playing chess out there, coordinating her moves accordingly. Did you not see that save by Chloe Rivera? I believe that hit off her face.
Maybe. I'd have to look at a replay for that.
Ball is being batted around here, folks.
A long volley, another good dig from Rivera. And this time it's Callie Kors on the kill.
Wow. Perfectly placed on that one. Callie Kors always knows where she's going to hit it and always executes.
27-26 for Eckerd, 8-6 for the Spartans. And
so now Callie Kors will come off, and Megan Schreck will get her first time of the night, the day. She'll get some playing time here in the third set.
Callie Kors with that kill is up to 8 in the outright lead for the Spartans in that category. There's a little service error. Disappointing there for Chelsea Simmons, but it's all right. It's the Spartans still hold a 1-point lead, 8-7. But that's going to be big. Spartans holding this early lead. Florida Tech will want to keep this close and make it a little bit of a heart racer for Spartan fans. That time the block goes out of play, and we're back tied at 8-all. You can catch women's basketball at 5:30 tonight back here at the Bob Martinez Center. My colleague Jack Ike and DeCarlo will be on the mic for that one. It should be a fun game as we see more basketball action. And stay tuned. More basketball will be going on throughout the winter, and potentially we see some volleyball home games for the NCAA regionals. We'll have to wait and see. Their selection show, 10:30 p.m. on NCAA.com. 9-8 Spartan lead. And now it's 10-8, and the Spartans lead by 2. So does Eckerd as they secure a second set victory.
What a perfect segue that was, Taylor. Perfectly timed.
Thanks, Brandon. But again, that's going to be a huge. Eckerd with a 2-set lead already as they're going to enter a break. Florida Tech will now get a nice point on that wayward block.
I thought that ball stayed in my opinion.
It looked close to the edge, but we've got a tough view. That's why we got to trust the referees down there. And even if we felt it was in, you can't argue with City Hall.
Can't argue with City Hall.
10-9, Florida Tech back on the serve. Ramirez sets it up.
Perfectly placed by Tess Stringer. She saw the opportunity. She saw it in the air instantly, and she got the opportunity sealed in her fate.
On points like that, sometimes you just have to lick the stamp and send it, and that's exactly what she did there. Tampa leads by 2. And now here's a crazy stat line. Florida Tech has 92 attacks compared to the Spartans' 74. They also have 29 kills compared to Tampa's 26. They lead in both those categories, and yet the Spartans are very much in control of the game so far. I think that tells you just how clinical the Spartans have been, especially with only 14 errors combined. Here's the amount of errors Florida Tech has had. 27. With 21 attacking errors.
Wow.
It's
all strategic.
Yep.
It's all strategic.
Those amount of errors just aren't sustainable for a team, and if Florida Tech is able to be a little more clinical, they would keep this, I think, a lot closer than it currently is on the set sheet. 12-10, though. They are keeping the third set pretty close. And again, thank you for joining us on the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network, the regular season finale for Sunshine State Conference Volleyball. Tonight, the NCAA Tournament Selection Show, and we'll see you on Thursday, the 17th, for NCAA Playoff Volleyball. That'll be very fun, I think, to see. Actually, it could be Friday, the 17th. Either way, it's the 17th.
The
those
17th.
First games.
It's Thursday.
Yep. Oh, Thursday. Perfect.
Thursday the 17th.
Exciting time, tournament time. Surely Spartans will have a chance to defend their crown. Some other teams will be looking to take it.
Wow.
That one gets down. A powerful kill from the Panthers, and it's 13-11.
Lexi Luger on that play, coming out of nowhere.
A good start from Luger. Her 5th kill of the night. The overall kill leader tonight is Katie Erdman with 47 attacks and 14 kills.
That's equivalent to a team's shooting percentage, shooting attempts in basketball.
Indeed. Tampa, good kill right here to make it 14-11. Just looking at this replay, that was a great job by Florida Tech to keep it alive, but it gave a chance for the Spartans to set up a powerful kill. That one just goes out. It's 15-11 now. And with that, the Spartans, 10 points to victory. That one just goes out. A very good attempt on the ace, but just sails wide.
Ball just glazes over. (16-12) Spartans. Tampa leads. Here is Jenna Davis getting some action now. And the ball cannot be saved, and the Spartan lead is now 5.
Timeout here for Florida Tech. The Spartans have got a bit of momentum, and Florida Tech is looking to cool them down. We'll be back with more Sunshine State Conference volleyball after the break. Our game will resume, and so will Barry and Eckerd as well, as they're currently in their intermission. So we'll be back with more after this.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University of Tampa.
College sports.
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
We are back. Tampa opening with a serve after the timeout. Looking to keep it alive. Jenna Vasky can't make the kill, but a good attack there.
Point goes to the Spartans again. That was Erdman's 49th attempt. It's insane.
And here's the serve from the Spartans.
Great save by Noel to keep it alive. But the Panthers have the final say. Cheering as they are still trailing. The deficit now closes to 5. Let's see if they can make a push here, Taylor.
They've kept it alive, and that's what they want to do. Just stay alive a bit longer. It's their likely final game of the season, and they don't want to go out without a fight. They've done a good job so far. Here's the serve.
Great job.
And a great kill
by
right
Rachel
down
Gregg.
the middle.
Rachel Gray getting some action here from Atlanta, Georgia. Attended Trinity Christian School.
And I believe one of the first times we've seen Greg all season.
It's a freshman.
Yeah, great to see her getting a quick point. She'll likely be a member of the Spartans program in the future, as the Spartans, of course, have a lot of veterans.
Is that alive?
That is alive.
Oh, wow. And they get the point. The Panthers come from the grave and resurrect out of nowhere and get the point.
A top 10 worthy play if I've ever seen one. Panthers took the deficits of 5 on an incredible set of digs and a quick kill, catching the Spartans off guard. Wow.
That's certainly a wake-up call for the Spartans as they're within 6 points of closing this match. And they're getting the cheap points here, taking advantage of opportunity after opportunity. The Spartans slow to react on these plays. They need to kind of wake up and get this wake-up call, as the lead now is 4.
Brandon, I think wake-up call is the right word. That's what they've needed, and that's what they've done in those last few points. Would not be surprised if Cadnac would want to call the timeout, try to refocus.
Great
a good
save.
dig there.
Erdman. Erdman again. Gets it down. Her 15th kill of the night, her 50th attempt. She gets the point.
And Cadnac will take a timeout. A 3-point lead for the Spartans as we take a quick breather here in the third set. That was a great kill right there from Florida Tech as they fought their way back into the game. Update from Eckerd. 4-3 lead for the Tritons in the third set. We'll be back with more.
This is the University of Tampa. Explore your dreams. Discover your talents. Get ready to invent, innovate, and be a leader. This is the University.
And we're back here at the Bob Martinez Center. A 19-16 lead for the Spartans. Almost was 20. Now it is. I'll say it's kind of unfortunate. A great dig in the play, but it just goes out of bounds.
And that's Rachel Gregg's second kill of the night, coming on just within minutes ago and already having an impact. Erdman, did she get it in? Yes, she did. I'm not too sure on that one. I thought it went out just by a hair, but nevertheless, don't argue with City Hall.
I'll say from my view, it looked like very cleanly in. Hit just on the line. Very nicely played. And it's 2017. Here's the new serve from Florida Tech.
Oh, the 6'2 freshman, Rachel Gregg, gets another kill.
So Florida Tech was actually able to keep it alive for an extra second, but it wasn't enough as they couldn't get it back in play.
Florida Tech's coach, Ashley Crowder, is pleading with the ref, trying to see what went on that one.
And Erdman also got a little clarification too. But
the rest will consult together, and we will await a final decision today.
Yeah, so currently still 20-17. This very well could change if they actually rule against the Spartans on this play. By the way, Eckerd leading 7-6 against Barry. Now each team controls their destiny for the conference title, but Eckerd or Florida Tech playing spoiler could make some big changes. And Florida Tech will get the point. It's 20-18.
And we'll definitely get a decision on this game compared to the game that is going on against Barry and Eckerd. So we'll get a decision quicker than we will get for the other game. But nevertheless, time will tell who will be versing each other come Thursday night, November 17th.
We'll find that out tonight at 10:30 p.m. But for now, a thrilling conclusion to the Sunshine State Conference title. And actually, I think they elected to replay the point instead of giving a point. So now it's just 21-17. But I think kind of interesting there to see that ruling, but just kind of ended up the same way. But gave Florida another chance to just keep alive.
I like what the coach is doing here now. You know, it's one of the last few plays of the regular season. You want to rest the starters for the playoffs, but getting in the freshmen now to get them some warm-up plays and allow them to have some playing time and experience, because come down to the playoffs, they might get the number called. We never know.
We've seen Jenna Davis. We've seen Brianna Benito. We've seen a lot of players that don't always get playing time get some good action here in the third set.
Megan Schreck.
As well, Greg, already a few kills. A great showing here.
Greg, yes.
Played over to Davis. Good block. That one gets down. It's 21-19. Good job by Florida Tech there. We see the replay. A powerful kill, splitting the defense. And just a lapse in communication. It's 21-20. And here's Kadnak's second timeout. He wants to fix this. We'll be back with more of the Sunshine State Conference Digital Network. Tampa doesn't want to lose now. In the third set, it's 21-20. Apologize for the singing. We're back, 21-20 here at the Bob Martinez Center. Here for the third set between the Florida Tech Panthers and Tampa Spartans. Florida Tech has battled back and will make this a thrilling conclusion to set number 3. Tampa, they've rotated in some players, and you know what? That's important for them to get experience. They'll be captaining the program in years to come.
Wow. Great save. They keep it in play.
And there's Tampa trying to fight back.
Ball just goes out.
That was a close one, but did go out. It's 22-20. And we're going to see some changes. Vasky and No back in. They join Davis, Schrenger, Rivera, and a few others too. A mix of youth and veterans on the court.
Good save by Schreck. They just get it over. Shaking up Jenna Vasky on that play. She thought it was going to be a ferocious throwdown, but unexpectedly it hit the net and ultimately went over.
Florida Tech hasn't won a set against the Spartans since 2019, and they're trying to steal one right here as we are very close to the end of the set, 22-21. Tampa just with a 1-point lead. Make it 2 from Jenna Davis.
Jenna Davis. Wow. I'm just speechless right now. Haven't had a point in over a minute, and they just get their first point.
So now Tampa once again with the serve.
Schreck hits it. Do they save it? Yes, they do. Great job by Jenna Vasky to lead the Spartans within 1 point of getting the match. What a trilogy we have here.
Indeed, and a match point here. Coach Kadnak has seen 38 of these points get concluded for the regular season for the Tampa Spartans. And in year number 39, He is going to see the Spartans win a 28th Sunshine State Conference Championship. Regardless of what happened at Barry, this was all Tampa needed. If Eckerd finishes Barry off, Tampa will be solo champs. But if Barry makes the comeback, it will be a tied championship. But no matter what, Tampa can celebrate a regular season finale, 25-21, 25-21, and 25-15. 3 quick sets, and Tampa are Sunshine State Conference champions once again.
As you can see, they're all together celebrating a triumphant victory and what a way to close a triple header. They had a lot of games, a lot of playing time this weekend. Nevertheless, they concluded and they prevailed.
And in a triple header, they hadn't lost a single set. A clean 3-0, 3-0, 3-0 sweep.
And the streak continues.
It does. They now extend to a 4-game winning streak, entering postseason play. Unfortunately for Florida Tech, their season ends 13-17. But overall, a good fight as they had 2 sets finish within 4 points of each other. But unfortunately, they're now 0-91 against the Spartans. Not the record you like, but a great season. Congratulations for Florida Tech. And once again, congrats for the Spartans, congrats for Cadnac. And we will be seeing them next week on Thursday. I'm Taylor Sorthy alongside
Brandon Davis.
Now tonight, 10:30 p.m., check out NCAA.com for the official seeding when it comes to the NCAA tournament. We'll learn if we've got some more games for the regional. As of now, Tampa posing with the Sunshine State Conference trophy because they did win the title. If Eckerd defeats Barry, it won't be shared. But if Barry comes back, it will be shared. Either way, Tampa can celebrate as conference champions for the 28th time in Cadnac's reign. And you know what happened the last time they won the conference title? They won the national title.
They won it
and
all.
You know what happened the time before? They won the national title and the time before. Yeah.
Let's see if history can repeat itself.
Let's certainly hope so. But thank you again for tuning in for the Spartans regular season. We'll see you next time, and stay tuned. 5:30 p.m. Women's basketball will be home facing against, I believe it'll be Fort Valley State. Yep, Fort Valley State will be playing our Tampa women's basketball team. So make sure you don't miss that. Should be a fun basketball game with another really strong program. Women's basketball, I believe they're defending Sunshine State Conference champs too. So they'd like to go back-to-back in that category. So thanks again. And as the celebration